Oh, let the music fill you. This is good right here.
Tingles my Bozak.
Yeah, man, we're back with the SVW Podcast. I'm here with HEC in the place to be, my man Heck.
Yeah.
And we were doing some renovations at the shop, and we discovered there's actually a boiler room here. And we opened up the door to the boiler room. Who else did we find but Gunk Kind?
Bang, bang. Gunk Kind.
Have a nice day.
There you go. I didn't say...
Have a phenomenal evening.
Speaking of...
Cactus Gunk. I didn't say Cactus Gunk. I said Gunk Kind.
Well, speaking of that guy, GCW coming up pretty soon. Mick Foley will be there, sponsored by
Suplex Vintage Wrestling.
For real?
Yeah, man. We're taking over this place.
Oh, wow.
We got a bunch of cool shit going
Where's it
on.
at?
That's a great question.
The
It's
American
in New York,
Dream
right?
Mall, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
New Jersey, New York.
Yeah, the American
Not in
Dream
this
Mall.
state.
not in this great state of Pennsylvania, but
In the dirty Jersey, the armpit of America.
You know, actually, I had people asking this. It is part of the GCW meet and greet event.
yeah.
Yeah, we're bringing Mick Foley to represent us. We'll be there
you
too.
can thank us.
Yeah.
for
If
him
you
being there.
love Mick Foley and you're like, I got to meet him, that's our doing.
Yeah.
We did that.
Hardcore
We're
legend.
taking
You're
that.
welcome.
But that's where we're doing that in correlation with GCW. We have a partnership them with hopefully a lot more future projects as well.
Great
obviously-
dudes.
Yeah, just good people, solid people. You know what's the best thing about them? They like wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Do you know that? Yeah, those guys fucking love wrestling.
Shocker. A wrestling
Yeah.
company loves
I
wrestling.
thought they like bocce ball.
Yeah, they do too. That's what I know. That's the
right. That's
online.
what comes to my mind.
You think GCW? You
Bocce
think
ball.
Stay
bocce
tuned to
ball
the
fanatics.
annual GCW versus SVW bocce ball.
Wasn't that the
tournament.
Bocce Boys, right?
The bocce boys.
Is that-
They're hardcore, man?
Hardcore bocce ball guys. Shout out to the Bocce Boys. They're the friends of the shop, and they don't. Other guys, they're fucking hardcore, and many other reasons as well. We've had a fun little week here at the shop. We got a lot of things cooking. We can't talk about all of them,
Sizzling.
but I can mention one. The one that's coming up pretty soon here, October 27th, from 12 to 3. We're gonna have former 5-time women's world champion, five-time Melina's gonna be in the house.
3-time women's, 2 times divas.
Yeah, all right. You want to break it up that way, but that's that. Listen, stats are important. I appreciate you being succinct and precise.
Stack guy heck.
It's great.
No.
Yeah, but
Stealing
no,
from all the podcasts.
But no, seriously. I mean, she's a legend. I grew up on her. She was like the face of the women's division. Her and like the likes of like Kelly in like the mid 2000s. So it's like it's pretty sick. We're getting her. She's
Also-
awesome. I love her.
Dude, I've been talking to her a bunch, getting this all set up, getting this all squared away. She's so fucking nice.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
She is like that type of person that just kind of like just has joy within her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when she talks, it just kind of spills out. There's something really awesome about that. She's genuinely just excited to come to the store.
That's sick.
That's dope.
She seems really excited to meet fans, to talk to people, to do photos, to do stuff with people. She's still really pumped about this. A lot of people, they get to this meet and greet part of their career when they're not doing an in-ring performer
I'm
anymore.
just doing it. A few
It's
extra
kind of
bucks.
collecting a paycheck.
Yeah.
They're a little bit burnt out. She is not that person. She's legitimately excited. She hasn't been to Philly in a long time. So she's like, I get to see a lot of people I haven't got to see in a long time. And she's been looking us up online. She's putting us over like crazy out there to everyone.
Shout out to
Nice.
her.
So listen, Melina right now moving up to the top of the card in Friends of Suplex for me.
Growing up, I was always a little insecure, having my little action figures because my grandpa used to say, you got dolls. You ever play with dolls?
Go in your room and play with dolls.
So I wouldn't collect female action figures. However, I did have a Melina action figure because I could not resist. She was one of my favorites. So that's how much I love her, and I'm so excited she's coming to the store.
Puberty gunky.
Yeah, I was indoctrinated to misogyny at an early age.
Yeah.
But I'm glad Melina's helping you break you out of the funk.
It was bad
For the
enough
gunk.
I was getting called dolls. I couldn't have female ones, and they really looked like dolls. And I was like, oh, shit, I do have dolls. And it's like,
You had like a 12-inch one that was like 1 foot tall and dull shit.
ha!
Gotta find a way to bring that quote up every
I
single
think we
show.
need to make shirts of it.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
So but once again, plenty of things happened at the store. Heck had his weekend sale. We had a lot of fun with that. Disobeying orders. Heck doesn't answer any authority
I don't
anymore.
answer to nobody.
Yeah, this is his store now.
The Stone Cold of SVW.
You came in
I
here.
touch base with Woody, and that's it.
Yeah, we don't answer. We touch base. We touch base. That's all. So, guys, I want to kind of get right into it. We had a huge pay per view this last weekend.
Every AEW pay per view is a huge pay per view.
I was saying big in moments.
Yeah.
But you're right. In actual card, it was monstrous. I thought this was a hugely beneficial thing for AEW. I think this was what they needed. They needed a good momentum in their way, and because they know they've been faltering recently. I think this was a good push to get a lot of people talking about AEW again. And so I kind of wanted to go.
Still murder on the card.
You put murder on the card, it's going to be a big deal.
I do have to disagree just slightly. I don't think they went down at all with this pay-per-view, but I don't think they necessarily outdid themselves from the last pay-per-view. I think the last pay-per-view was insane. I think the last two pay-per-views were pretty epic. Okay. And then I think this one is kind of right. I mean, you can't expect them to have three. I mean, you can't expect any wrestling company to just do just that many pay-per-views just bang and bang. WWE doesn't do it, but I don't think they. I do disagree with that one. Timmy said that they're kind of still going up on a trajectory because I think that they kind of just leveled out here, but they have to. You know what I mean? It's not. I don't think this pay-per-view was meant to be the last two were.
Wrapped some things up, started some new things.
Yeah, that's what I think was important. I think that it's building momentum. I feel like since All Out,
it's building storylines.
Yeah,
which is what they really, really need right now.
They got wrestling. The wrestling they got. You're not going to find anywhere with better wrestling than AEW. So well, they need a storyline, and what they did on Saturday was put forward some great fucking stories.
Yeah, for sure.
Some things that are going to, thus the building of momentum that I was talking about. So you disagree with any, you agree, but I get it, man. It's fine. Let's get into it, though. Let's start off with Jay White.
Meat and potatoes of this thing.
Yeah, Jay White versus Hangman. It's crazy they just had Jay White just
I'm surprised Hangman lost clean. Yeah, clean.
But it is interesting.
When Jay White was first about to sign, you know what I mean? It was a big thing. And I feel like it never came to fruition. The potential, from him in New Japan and stuff. And
they put him straight into a tag team. Yeah. Then they went straight into the Gold Club, not Gold Club, Bullet Club, Bullet Club Gold. And the Bang Bang Gang. They've kind of had him partnered up. They never really gave him that chance to get a good singles run. So maybe that's what they're setting up here.
I love his shit talking.
Oh, for sure. Good. And I love that he's a babyface now. Mm-hmm. I think that's great. I think that's good for him. I think honestly, I like them as a heel. I like the Bang Bang Gang as a heel, but honestly, I think this dude's a babyface. I think this is where he needs to be on the card right now.
Because he's a sassy shit talking babyface. Yeah. And I think what's really important too for that is sassy. Sassy. Got a little sass to him, doesn't he? Though?
Yeah, for sure.
Every single title in AEW right now is held by a heel.
Yeah, it seems my.
It's not a single one, so we got to build some faces.
Yeah.
To get, and you want to talk about? We always love the face with the chase, right?
Yeah.
That's what really draws.
I think you're seeing that. I'm about to say for the storyline, they're looking at that. You know what I mean? That chase is.
It is crazy that it's 7 titles that are going to be doing it with at the same time, but still, I think it's going to draw people in.
Yeah.
And Jay White, I don't know what title he's going to go after, but after you beat Hangman, who just has beat Swerve, that tells you should be up there.
I was going to say, it is an interesting book. I don't know if it shows Tony Khan's, I don't know if it's necessarily inexperience or just just seeing a new mind booking, but the transfer of not power, but power rankings almost is very interesting because it's Swerve was the very top man, right? Hangman beats him. Okay, that puts Hangman, very high. And now, the very first pay-per-view after that giant win where he just beat the ex-champion. So you know what I mean? It's now, Jay White went. So it's very interesting, the way.
Well, it's just the way to build booked. Jay White. You know what I mean? He should be in the title picture. Well, he just beat Hangman.
You almost think about
Swerve.
You almost think about once Swerve lost the title to Brian Danielson. Was the next match set up to build Hangman so Hangman could build Jay White? Were they thinking that far ahead?
It's so crazy because it's such a fast transfer too. It's
very fast.
You don't see that. I've never seen that. You know what I mean? What I'm thinking is you know what I mean, when Brock Lesnar beat the streak and he went on like a year, 2 years of just like dominance.
He wasn't
you know what I mean?
putting anyone over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when he did, and then it was a very big thing. So it's like normally that's how when you get like a big win, and it's not, that's obviously a very extreme case, but like when you get a big win, I feel like normally you win a couple times and then you put people over. And so it's kind of weird how fast it was like, okay, Hangman puts him over, and then Swerve puts him over, and then Hangman puts him over immediately. Like I kind of like it though. It's new, it's refreshing, but
I think you
it
may
is
be
interesting.
seeing that it's not that Hangman is this unbeatable person.
Right.
It's that Hangman and Swerve had
He just
something.
had so much rage with Swerve.
I
That
think wrestling is normally booked in a way of like momentum. And so this is just an interesting way of like looking at it, because normally people hold momentum for a little bit long. You know what I mean? And it's not that like his momentum is necessarily done for because he took a L. Just like Swerve is. I mean, he's in a different program right now, and he's still on top of the card. But it is just an interesting new perspective on wrestling, and that's why AEW needs to be here. Just so you can have these like, oh, okay, I never even thought about that.
I wonder if it has anything to do with what was his name that got fired? Jimmy Jacobs getting.
Oh yeah.
And like the way we're gonna start seeing some booking going on differently now that he's no longer there. Because like I was saying like earlier, he's like wasn't a fan of Daniel Garcia. He's responsible for the learning tree. Like all these things he had no idea about, like New Japan and the AEW product itself. From what I was reading, like he just kind of like got brought in, and he'd one that got rid of the ranking system that they used to have.
Mm-hmm.
And so are we seeing the change now with the storylines, and you know what I mean? There was like certain things that like didn't work out before or were took away, like that's better for AEW. Like, are we in the moment of seeing this kind of transition?
I think at the least, I mean, is that we have something interesting happening here.
Yeah.
And that is what I think is most important for AEW right now moving on. It's like, now I'm interested to know what happens next. I want to know where they're going to go with this. Is Hangman going to step back, or is he going to find a way to keep momentum as well? Because one loss doesn't kill all your momentum. It kind of depends on how you follow up that loss as well.
And especially, I said this last week, especially when you're a heel, like Hangman most clearly is right now. It's like you can take more losses, and it.
He was so mad, he was distracted.
You're still thinking about Swerve. He was injured from the Swerve match.
Because heels can make excuses. Exactly.
Right.
It's easy for that to happen. Like when you're a babyface, it's not as easy to take a bunch of L's and keep your character going like that.
And speaking of baby faces taking L's, we had the Mariah May versus Willow Nightingale match, where Mariah May hits it with the Storm Zero again. We keep getting her using Tony's
like
move.
Keeping Tony Storm's.
It's just her move now.
Yeah.
Tony Storm's not even in America, so it's fine. And I think they need to keep Willow away from the title picture for a while. I think she can build enough heat without the title that we need to see, like, they need to build this women's division.
They've always gone to her for those kind of intermittent periods for different titles. Mercedes, when she got hurt, you know what I mean? Like, they trusted Willow to run with it. And then the women's mid-card title, they trusted her to kind of run with it.
Oh, yeah, she's solid.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. I want to get her away from the title so she can help build another character in someone else. Because this women's division needs work. I mean, that goes without saying, right?
Yeah.
It's when you look at, like, you have 13 matches on the card and one women's match, you're like, that women's division needs some work. That's not where it needs to be right now.
It's no NXT women's division.
No, sirree. NXT's got the best women's division in all of wrestling, I think. After that, we go to a match that I don't think mattered that much. But it's what happened after the match that was so insanely important.
What that match set up.
Jack Perry, the scapegoat, up against Shibata, my favorite bread.
I think we knew how this one was going to go.
Whole time, right?
I will wrestle you.
It's a funny gimmick. The dude does not deserve a title for it. He's a hell of a wrestler, but it's kind of that, like, that's cool. Congratulations. So are 15 other people in the roster as well.
In the locker room.
So after that, of course, we get Daniel Garcia out. MJF comes back. And the big one that we've been waiting for here. I know some of us have been waiting. More than
Boom!
Adam Cole, baby. Mm-hmm. I think it's amazing.
I thought it would have been hilarious if as he was running down, he like...
But
I just was waiting for the Shockmaster to come out after. I was just waiting for 40 more entrances.
I just thought it was crazy. Like, this guy spent so much time rehabbing his ankle, and he spent none of that time working on his upper body at all. How did he lose weight? How are his arms skinnier than they were before? He's like, forget he's a wrestler and decided to be like a long distance runner.
And this dude's return keeps getting overbooked every single time.
Overshadowed.
His debut overshadowed by Bryan Danielson. The last time he came back, MJF comes out, babyface beats his ass. This time, fucking MJF and Garcia come out before him. It's just like, Jesus Christ, dude, can you just have just by yourself?
I wonder if the old Jim was responsible for the devil. He was like, you know what we should do? We're going to book these two guys from Ring of Honor, the Kingdom. We're going to give them the belt. We're going to have them get beat up all the time, though, even though they're tag team champs on one of our shows. And then we're going to have this mask thing. And Tony's just like, yeah. Now Tony's just like, get the fuck out of here.
I can say this.
Because they don't even mention the mask anymore, the devil.
Undisputed Kingdom, the devil. We all agree. Big flop. Super failure.
Yeah.
But let's not let that overshadow some of the awesome work that Adam Cole and MJF were doing beforehand.
Undisputed Era in NXT was...
Oh, no, but
running
it's just
shit.
MJF.
Yeah.
MJF and Adam Cole, like Better Than You, Baby, was great. Their tag team work was so fun. It was the most entertaining thing on the card for months. And obviously, it got...
For a while, it was kind of smartest kid on a short bus. So, like, yeah.
But it got shit all over. And all we can now is remember being shit all over. It's like that bad memory that ruins all the good stuff. That's if we could try to remember the good stuff and see if they can bring some of that charisma back to it, because they were both personalities, which is once again we keep talking about big thing AEW is missing.
Yeah,
they're missing that
character,
the character work, the personality work. Those two both can do that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where that.
I need
goes.
to see Undisputed Era, like Adam Cole, Ring of Honor, like why people talked about him so much, and it's like same thing like Okada. You know what I mean? Like they have all this like lineage and they're built up so much, and then it's like we get them here to AEW, and it's just like, where's the guy that I wanted to see go? Where's he at?
Little HBK.
Like, you know what I mean?
Was...
So hopefully we can get back to that, because like he did have some awesome matches and was cool as shit. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, oh shit, Adam Cole at one point. Like,
dude, he's great at talking shit. He is a hell of a worker in the ring. And you just got to understand that he has limitations because, he's 125 pounds with like 13-inch arms. He's got like, I think Pedro's got is a better body than Adam Cole. And that means not even a compliment or an insult. It's just like Pedro's just a guy sitting at a computer and not a professional wrestler. Like, this is, I wish he did a little more around his time. Like, Randy Orton coming back,
who
290 full of steroids.
Who gets the focus
where's Adam Cole's?
Of this, though? Like,
I think it's Adam Cole.
Daniel Garcia, like, because he was cool with Shibata. Do we get Daniel Garcia and Jack Perry? We get MJF?
Yeah,
Daniel Garcia?
No, I think
MJF's still filming Happy
Garcia,
Gilmore.
Perry, and we get Cole, MJF.
That's what I think. I agree as well. I think that is a separate thing because we're trying to keep Daniel Garcia and MJF kind of had a thing, but we're going to keep them separated for now because MJF doesn't have the ability to go on a full-out program right now. It's only because of the filming of Happy Gilmore 2. So Adam Cole and him can do character work and keep it interesting. They can film things in their free time and put it on TV that'll be good. And then we get a Daniel Garcia, Jack Perry match. Where hopefully, I guess one of my favorite wrestlers in the world, Jack Perry, just keeps
up on the turnbuckle like this, and then Daniel Garcia is just humping his face.
I mean, the one-trick pony does have to do the one trick. You know what I mean? So it's without that, then he's just a pony.
Are we talking about Daniel Garcia?
Yeah.
Look, so we were talking about it earlier. Like, there was a point in time where Daniel Garcia was being booked as like a badass when he was like with Jericho. Fight with Daniel Garcia or Bryan Daniels, whatever, that guy, Daniel Bryan. I don't know which one he is in AEW.
Old DB.
But I'm a wrestler or I'm a entertainer.
Sports entertainer.
And like at that time, like I thought they were like gonna give Daniel Garcia a big push because the way he was having the program with Daniel Bryan. You know what I mean? Daniel Bryan seemed to be like helping this guy kind of get over, and then he stayed with Jericho and then just died again.
Yeah. As
So
most
I feel
things
like
that
there's
Jericho do.
something there. I think the dancing just added to his character because we know he can go in the ring.
Listen, I'm not going to disagree completely. I'm going to allow myself to... He's got to prove it to me still. I'm not going to jump on board and say he's anything. He hasn't done anything that I've seen yet that made me think, oh, this guy needs to get pushed. But I'll allow him to impress me still. I'm not going to
Apparently WWE had some at one point.
But not enough to sign him.
Yeah, about to say the bidding war 2024 or bidding war, like MJF just buried that.
When the fuck are we gonna see Starks on?
So that's another guy that I'm not interested in. I don't care about. I never saw what people saw on him.
He's just a good worker. He can talk on the mic.
He could talk on the mic. Yeah.
People always compared him to The Rock, and I never thought The Rock was anything either. So.
We already got
LA
Knight.
This guy hates Samoans. I forgot.
Love Samoans. Rock's not a true Samoan. Rock's a fake ass Samoan. He was like, my step brother was cousins, and he was friends with your guy who went to camp with a friend of yours, and we shake hands.
You just made me remember Scott Steiner in TNA when he was coming at Samoa Joe. He's like, he's a half breed. I was like, Jesus Christ, you can't say that. He's like, he's not even Samoan.
I mean, Scott Steiner can say that. Yeah.
I mean,
Scott Steiner. There's few things Scott Steiner can't say.
Scott Steiner's like, he's fat. He's a half breed. I'm like,
he's gonna
Jesus
say something
Christ.
to him.
TNA was sick. I was like, holy fuck.
Then we got the trios match. Man. Woody just has international trios in the thing. I was like, wait, what match was this?
You're like, what trios? There's no trios championship.
I thought, like, trio, right.
Yeah,
I was like, House of Black fought somebody? Like,
I was just being real fast there. It's not the BCC. There wasn't a title.
This match was amazing.
Well, this match, obviously, like, you saw this match on the card and you're like, oh shit.
I want to see this match.
For the record, it's Ospreay, Ricochet, and Takeshita that we're talking about. We never actually said that. That's my fault.
I love the balance of like the high flyers, and then you got Takeshita, like the power.
Well, they kept doing the shit where it was like Ospreay and Ricochet were like, we're gonna do that stuff that everyone loves. They went viral on the internet.
And Takeshita's like, no, you're not.
Fuck
Boom.
no. Drop kick you both. You know, like
it's triple threat matches. There's a very there's a beauty to a very good one. There and
psychology to it.
And there's like a couple different exactly. And there's a couple different ways you can put it together. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just like you got a big guy in there, you got a small guy in there, you know what I mean? It's just like the way you can put it together and the story you can tell within the match is like always like very interesting.
Yeah, they seem to go the route of Ospreay and Ricochet, like, let's get him the fuck out of the way, and we're gonna put on our show.
Right. Yeah.
And then Takeshita just kept coming back, like, no, you're not.
You can't. You can't have Takeshita is too good to just push aside and do something with.
Yeah.
I always say my favorite triple threat of all time was Rumble. 2015 with Seth Rollins, John Cena, Brock Lesnar.
It was a beautiful dynamic.
It's just a perfect combination of like a worker, a high flyer, and then like just
a monster.
They constantly want to wrestle, but they have to stop and take care of the monster, and then they get to wrestle again for a little bit, and the monster messes things up, and they got to stop, take care of the monster.
Yeah,
you were in the building for that.
Yeah,
I was too.
That was live in Philly.
It was incredible. It was one of the best matches I've ever. It was probably the best match I've ever been in attendance for. I think
this is, to me, it might be right underneath it.
Oh no! I think I would put it. I think I'd put it in there.
Might be my number 2 favorite like trio match I ever saw.
It was sick.
Right.
Yeah, I think what Ospreay and Ricochet can do in the ring is insane. And if you're like, oh, it's just gymnastics, then shut the fuck up. Stop watching it and stop talking about it.
Then root for Takeshita.
Because
real shit.
And look,
there was a guy there for you. This is like. It's just stuff that you can't be done by anyone else. And if you can't respect wrestlers who can do something that no one else can do to the level they can do it, then you're in it for the wrong reason.
You just never watched Lucha Libre.
Yeah. Tell me you don't understand what lucha matches are without telling me.
Right.
Tell me you don't like Ospreay and Ricochet. Because they wrestle a lucha style. And that's what's so fun. But I've said this over and over again on here. Takeshita is like, I think, my number 1 in AEW. That dude is built. He's strong. He's
so funny though, because like when he came into Mania, like He was
Just
just,
a
the
little- just a
nicest
guy in a hoodie.
So quiet, humble.
I gave him a tour of the store. It was amazing.
And then it's like you see him on TV every week, and it's just like that guy's like badass. Like,
Yeah, that's not the Taki
that
I know.
guy. This Taki didn't come to the shop.
Him and his friends were amazing. Very nice people.
Dude,
Got
and
to
now-
show them around, play some video games and stuff.
Dude, Taki's got a belt now. That's
Well
huge.
deserved. Well deserved.
They've been like starting and stopping with him many times in his AEW career here.
About time Don Callis paid off.
You kind of had to wonder, like, what's the point
Yeah.
of being in the Don Callis family unless you're finally winning something?
And also, you do get a screwdriver.
we get a free screwdriver.
You get a screwdriver when you join the club.
I think it's really interesting too that the best thing about Don Callis is you're an instant face. All you have to do is turn on him.
Oh yeah.
Like Don Callis makes you a heel. 100%.
Which we thought
this plus Don
Kyle
Callis
Fletcher
equals
was going to
heel.
do, and then
You thought it was Fletcher, but
Nope.
but this happened to
Turned on his
Omega
breath.
before. It happened to Ospreay before. Like you can just literally turn into a face one quick way by being like, you know what, Don? Like fuck you, I'm done.
that just shows how good Don Callis is as a heel manager. That
He's
you just hate
amazing.
him so much that as soon as you, like you said, a simple thing of just turning on him, and you're just like over as a face.
So now we got Takeshita as a heel, but man, he could be face tomorrow if you wanted to be.
I
And
don't
I
know.
love
I
that.
just love him.
no.
He needs to rock this heel.
It's
shit.
great. He's domineering. He's strong. He's
What is he? This is the guy from Bloodsport.
Chun Li.
Yeah, that's who he looks like. Yeah,
Chun-Li.
that's exactly who he reminds me of.
Best movies of all time. Yeah, he is, and that guy could not be beat except for by Van Damme, who was Brian Ospreay.
He took an ass whoop too. Yeah,
And
Yeah.
RVD's going to return and take
Yeah.
the international title off.
I will see. I want to see RVD versus Takeshita now, just
just for the split.
and have him
I
do
just want to
like
see the split.
have him do like shot for shot a few things, from the movie. Yeah,
Like when Bianca and Alexa Bliss did the
scary movie.
Scary movie.
Yeah, exactly like that. That's still good. I find that on Instagram almost every day. People
Yeah.
are
I
like,
love they were just bored during the pandemic and they were like, "You want to do something?"
100%. I want to know whose idea it was though, because one of them had to come to the other one and say like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And they're like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?"
But yeah, if you like lucha, you gotta enjoy this. Speaking of lucha, we got Beast Mortos and Hologram.
There's no fucking
Woody
reason
had-
this should have been on the card, but it was
Can
an
I tell
amazing
you-
match.
Whoa. Okay, can I tell you something?
The floor's there, Woody. That's you.
I would tell you something right now. I can see what you're saying because in the level of importance of what it means long term
Yeah.
for this, I understand. On the level of wrestling,
Oh yeah, no, it
If
was fucking amazing.
anybody watching this or anyone listening wants to understand my takes on wrestling and why I am the way I am with wrestling, understand that match was my favorite match on the whole card.
yeah, for sure.
2 out of 3
This
falls.
is
right?
two out
was-
of
that
two
shit
out of
was
3
so
falls is
good.
a classic lucha style.
Yeah.
That's a very common way they do lucha wrestling. So they were super attuned to this, but this is what I fucking grew up on. This is the wrestling that got me sucked into like, holy shit, I love this sport
It's like
so
fucking
much.
superheroes. It's literally a comic book.
Did you see a lot of lucha stuff when you were living in Cali?
It's not just that, but it was like when WCW started bringing lucha on.
Yeah.
I was paying attention to that first half
I
hour of
remember
every pay-per-view.
Woody's a WCW kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Rey Mysterio and Psychosis, they helped shape me into what I love today. Which is the park of the chairman, It's fucking amazing. But one thing I will say, I don't want to get on this match too much because I said it didn't have much importance. Beast Mortos. It's fucking
I
amazing.
love him, dude.
This
Somebody
big
was like,
lucha.
just give this guy like a mid card belt and like let him cook. Because props to him for wrestling that fucking match. What?
How?
Gunk Kine is complaining about this
Bro,
mask.
this shit is giving me a headache. I don't even want to wear this shit
And
anymore.
this man wears a full
It's
like
insane.
Taurus like mask.
And the shit he's
whole,
doing in it is like,
Yeah.
I gotta say, I was at a Halloween as a spirit the other day. I threw on a mask and I had that moment because it was literally a bull mask.
Started like
And I was like,
hyperventilating.
how the hell does he do that? Yeah, just how do you breathe in it? Forget seeing. Seeing seems impossible. But then past that, I can't breathe in that thing. You're just breathing your own breath. I'll pass out.
Must
Don't
have
eat
30
onions.
seconds. Must have really good gentle hygiene, the Beast Mortis.
Right.
You
know the Mexican
Beast
doctors-
Mortos, known for his dental hygiene.
He's like, if I'm gonna be smelling my own rank ass breath in this damn mask, I'm gonna make sure it's
It's a good like mint commercial. Like before the Beast Mortos puts on his mask, he pops some Mentos.
Well, it's an Altoid.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
Just him, the mask on. And we had another beast, Brody King versus Darby Allin.
Yeah.
God.
Open
You want
challenge.
this?
It looked like Darby was just like getting thrown out the club.
The very first thing, Darby walks up to him, slaps him, Brody no-sells it, grabs him by his head, and just throws him over the
But that's like a
ropes.
believable no-sell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we were talking about that earlier, like the no-selling, and like, that's like one of my like only gripes with like the Ricochet, Ospreay stuff is the no-selling, like the straight no-selling. When it's like a no-sell and it's like that, you get that like last spurt of anything you were saying, like, oh, you got super kick, but as you're falling, you throw a Pele kick. You know what I mean? Like, cool. I'm with that. The complete no-sell, like when Ospreay got hit with the screwdriver and he just looked at him like, bruv. Like that's just like, come on.
I
like,
agree with
you know
you.
what I mean? Like,
The no-sell is pushed too far sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I said, no-sells with momentum to do another move at the last
Darby
gasp.
Allin
Yes.
and Brody King.
That's not a no-sell.
That's not a no-sell. That's like
that's
you're
reality.
like a flea, like bothering me.
That's like you're talking about Brody King is what 6'6", 320. Like
boy.
he's not a small man. He's one of the scariest men in all of wrestling. Like legitimately, it's like him and Samoa Joe are two people. I'm like, I want to fuck with either of them. And you have Darby Allin, all 140 of them, coming in there and slapping your chest. They're like, I don't care how hard you slap, Darby. You can put all your weight into it. You're not doing nothing to that man.
You need a sledgehammer.
Or you need like a coffin drop off the top
the
rope
top
onto
rope
the
onto
stairs.
the steel
Onto the
steps.
stairs.
Something like
Yeah,
that. And then followed by another coffin drop on his back while he's calling the ring, which is just beautiful ring work. Like the way that match was told with Brody King shaking his hand at the end was just like, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's not the only time they put on a fucking
Because they were like,
crazy
oh
good
man,
match.
you like
Oh,
face
yeah.
paint?
These two-
I like face paint too.
I love this like I love this like it's like a rivalry that it's like it's so weirdly booked though. You know what I mean? Because it's just like
What's the first time-
it's just one match and then one match. You know what I mean? It's not like they're like really like beefing. It's just like these two just like fucking hate each other in the moment
They're
every
like,
time.
oh, I'll
Isn't
fight
this
whoever.
the
Oh, you'll
first
fight
time-
me.
This is the first time Darby's won though.
yeah.
Brody's constantly won over and over again on these. Like you said, they've had plenty of matches in the past.
It's never but it's never like they're
not,
beefing.
Not a program.
Yeah.
They never had a program.
Yeah,
Like that, but
yeah.
They've had like 6 matches.
You know what this is? This is like Mike Awesome versus Tanaka. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like, I know they had more of a story.
Yeah,
they had more of a beef.
Mike Awesome and Tanaka was like that's like the high tier feuds.
Yeah, they
for me of
definitely
all
did
time.
not fuck with each other. These
That was
guys,
like-
these guys almost have like a mutual respect.
Darby Brody
every
was
time,
like Pedro trying to get in a club at Johnny and Brenda's, and Woody's like bouncing, and he's like, "No, kid, you don't have your ID."
Actually, I'm not even sure of Pedro's age. So that actually is true. I would definitely. Allegedly, he's 22.
Allegedly.
Man, Darby and Brody King is a real like Dave and Goliath story. It's always good, but I feel like their beef started a long time ago when they were like hitting on the same goth girl. And
You're like fighting over Gigi Dolan.
Yeah, one of them got him, one of them didn't, and then they
Gigi
kind of hated each other.
Gigi Dolan ended up with Darby Allin for a while.
Where
Yeah.
they were moshing and like Brody fucking
No,
knocked.
in my
Darby
head, it's still just like Darby was acting up in the club,
Yeah.
and Brody King was like, "Yo, chill out, dude.
gotta chill,
And
bro."
Chill, bro." And like Darby was like, "No, I'm gonna eat this can of cat food in the middle of the dance floor, and nobody's gonna do shit about it." And he's just like, "Bruh," and he just threw him out the club.
You gotta go, man.
And it's been beef ever since.
You
Yeah, I
gotta
see
go.
that.
Man, I could watch those guys wrestle over and over again, and we got a chance to watch some rematches of people that we wanted to see, that I wanted to see at least personally. It was Private Party versus Young Bucks or the EVPs, but to me they felt like the Young Bucks again.
Apparently people were really getting behind Private Party.
I appreciate
They were
that.
one of the original tag teams.
And they can go.
Yeah,
Their issue has always been they got no charisma.
yeah.
They got no storyline that they're backing. So the fact that the storyline was like, hey, we beat you 5 years ago. We can beat you again. Something, right? You put something out there finally.
So I feel like this is the beginning of this kind of feud with them. I don't think they're done
I hope
with the
not.
Young Bucks.
Yeah. And can we just appreciate the Young Bucks for like, oh, you don't like them as people. You don't like this. You don't like that. Show me a bad match by them. Like, those guys have the craziest timed moves of tag team, boom, 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 4 things hit in a row.
That's true.
And they don't ever fuck it up. Like, they're absolute ring professionals. And you may not like their style because you're empty inside and you need
You're
to take it
empty
out on everyone
inside.
else around
You're
you.
heartless.
But like, they're fun and they hit their marks.
But they've
And
always
that's
just
awesome.
played their, like, people like, I don't see too many people complain about their wrestling. I just see people complain about them.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if they're playing the heel, they're playing that part like to the T, because they've always played those like douchey. Like, guys,
One
remember
way
when
or
the
another,
OC
yeah.
was there for a little bit with them, and they were like wearing like Gallows. They had the big dangly earrings with like big giant feathers on them, like straight like lame hype beast cornball. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
this is what's cool. We're gonna do it times 10.
Did you see they announced them when they came out? They're like in pearls and paisley.
Yeah.
You know, and he's wearing like big
Just
sets
huge
of pearls.
pearl necklaces.
The other one's fully dressed in paisley.
I haven't seen a pearl necklace since 2 nights ago. No, huh?
Down. Now
You have
let's,
one on right now.
let's go to Gunky for the opposite takes. I feel like he's sitting here waiting to shit all over it.
No, actually, I mean.
Oh, really?
It was. I mean, I don't. It's surprising that I did hear that the private party was supposed to win. Like, I heard there was like rumblings of people pushing for them to win backstage because I didn't think that would even be a thing going on.
Never.
I really just thought that this was going to be a Young Bucks victory. So it's kind of cool to hear that because I do like Private Party. I don't really have anything opposite to say other than I don't.
That's great.
I don't think any contrarian opinions on this one.
Well, if you want to have something negative to say, hold it for the next match, my
I was
friend.
about to say, yeah. So real quick before we go, hopefully this isn't the end of it, and when and if Private Party does beat, it's just gonna
let's run it back.
legitimize them. You know what I mean?
Now, some of you can shout all over here. Briscoe and Jericho.
yeah, no.
I mean, I'm
They had to go the cheap heat route and like talk about like the Briscoe that passed.
the wrong brother died.
Yeah, and like that's like the cheap way.
Of course, Jericho's got no momentum right now. His only heat is cheap heat.
Yeah,
and
they need to like chop down the learning tree.
That sucks, man. That sucks. He's one of the greatest of all time.
He is.
It's just
Look, ever since we opened the shop up, I've been Jericho's
biggest supporter over here.
Jericho's Appreciation Society, all the factions he's had, and then
you know what? Honestly,
the learning
people
tree,
shit on
man.
the learning tree the most. I like that, man. I thought that was hilarious. I did
think
like
it was
that
worse
gimmick. Because guess what? That's what he was I almost
kind of real.
Exactly. Like he leaned into, and he also leaned. It's like I like CM Punk, but that was like a direct shot at like Punk and like that whole like you got to listen to the veterans, and like I'm almost of that belief of like you do have to listen to these older guys, and like a lot of those AW guys should have probably been listening to some of the guys who've been in WWE. You know what I mean? But with that being said, that gimmick was fucking hilarious. I loved that.
I mean, leading into hi guys,
yeah,
like every time.
It's just him, just like
we should make Private Party a public party. That's how you get over,
dude. Him like just being like the smarmy, just like I'm trying to help you. Like I did like that.
Well,
a lot.
I think out of all his gimmicks, his last two were the worst. The learning tree, and then the one online. I kept seeing the Me Too one that he was doing.
Yeah.
That one's not good.
I like the learning tree. I didn't like the wizard. I didn't like the Me Too. I didn't like.
I'm a wizard.
Oh, I was saying the Me Too because of all the
I
allegations.
know. I
against
didn't
him.
like. I don't like that.
So we finally get to the match that I actually really wanted to talk about: the Danielson versus Moxley. I thought this was beautifully done. You could tell Moxley has so much respect for Danielson, and really everyone on the roster does.
Attempted murder.
That they did exactly what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He didn't want it to be a wrestling match. It wasn't going to be a technical bout. It was going to be violence upped with violence up with violence. They just got as mean and nasty to one another as they possibly could.
Because that's how you justify Moxley winning. Like he's not going to beat Daniel Bryan and Bryan Danielson in a technical match.
Nope.
But
if you could,
and just an ass whooping, anything goes. Like anybody could win.
And you can also see that this match wasn't about the title.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened when he wins the title?
He fucking throws it in a bag. He throws it in a bag. Claudio, and he puts it in the bag, and they run out with it.
He didn't even hold it up. Like, I'm your champion. He was like, fuck
treated like a
this.
piece of trash.
He's like, that's not what's important right now. That man's what's important. And they took care of business.
And then Wheeler Yuta turned.
You know what? This is where my negative comes in, and I know a lot of people liked it, and I know this is where I'm going to be a contrarian because
you could be wrong.
Boy,
Okay.
did you just fucking bury the AEW title with that.
Oh, I think you're jumping the gun on this because I think they are building something.
No, I understand.
They
I
keep
get
talking about this being for a larger purpose, for something
This isn't
bigger.
your company anymore,
Moxley
all
is
this-
doing something under some of the orders, be it his or a third party's. We
Dressing
don't
like
know
Peter
what it
Griffin.
is. We don't know what it is right now, and I think that is what makes this important. Because you're right. If it was just like it's the BCC, fuck the title, who cares? That'd be bad. But it's not that.
It better come back with like a new version of the title or some shit.
I think you might see that like his run might be that the title's not important. It's the fact that we're at the top of the card, controlling things is what's important.
Yeah,
we're changing.
that buries the title, and that
doesn't bury the title
until Shane McMahon comes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want
also,
Shane O'Mac over there. I don't think it makes sense. I don't want to see it.
Somebody's pulling
no
the
Shane O'Mac, no Bobby Lashley. Crazy.
Well, if Bobby Lashley was good. I'm glad they didn't because Swerve had a segment.
Yeah,
with
there was really nowhere. You don't want Bobby Lashley to debut in a fucking talking segment.
Yeah, Adam Cole.
You already had enough debut. Right. You already had enough of that.
This was Daniel Bryan's swan song. That's what we needed here. And Shelton Benjamin also got his flowers, which is great.
It was cool.
If Daniel Bryan wasn't still apparently injured, going in for surgery, do you think they would have played it this way or this soon? Because I feel like the run was really short.
No,
or you think it was just to get it to the right person for the story purposes, and like, you know, the end of the BCC sets up Wheeler Yuta, sets up, you know what I mean, whatever is going on.
I think if he wasn't injured and the contract wasn't up, I don't think he wins the belt.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't.
Yeah. I think that dude is the most selfless wrestler of all time, and all he wants to do is put people over.
Apparently, he didn't want to win the belt even then. It was a Tony pushing it.
So that's why I think they set up his run where he's like, fine, I'll do it if I can ultimately put Moxley over. Because he handpicked Moxley as his final match. He wanted to do this. He wanted to make them look dominant. The murder angle was his angle. These were his ideas. We're just finding out now that he beat Swerve. It was actually Swerve's idea to be a clean loss, and he was going to tap out in the middle of the ring. They were trying to find a way to make Swerve look strong afterwards, and then he was like, no. Like, everyone right now wants to show respect.
Yeah.
And you want to...
Except for Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler, man, I had faith in you. I thought you were going to, stay on the light side, but you succumbed to the darkness, and you tried to murder this man. I'm disappointed, man. I thought we had some Philly shit going on, but you really showed that can't count on you, man.
I wouldn't want to talk shit about someone who just attempted murder on live air and he's in your city. I'm like, yo, Will,
next
cool.
thing Doc gets on a bag over my head.
Yeah, no.
Mid-pod, he's going to sneak up behind her.
Let me know what you need, man. I got you. I think it's really funny that, you wanted to have we talk about some people losing, Hangman losing clean, right? Can you imagine Hangman coming out there and complaining? Like, I don't want to put Jay White over, and you're like, hey, Daniel Bryan is going to die tonight. He's doing the fucking job. You could put Jay White over, okay?
I saw that Daniel Bryan's kid poked his teacher, scratched his teacher or some shit.
Bro, that was the funniest shit ever. He was talking about the difference between his daughter and his son. He's like, my daughter had her first. She's the oldest. Was the easiest experience. We thought we were the best parents in the world. Then my son comes along. He fucking bit one teacher and then gouged the other one's eye.
I was like,
he's like, I'm raising a heel.
I learned this from my daddy.
Yeah,
he's raising a heel.
Oh yeah. I think it was a great way to end that pay-per-view, and I was really pumped with how it turned out.
Yeah, you got to actually watch it at
I was at Johnny Brenda's.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna be honest. Once again, I think it was a weird ending for Daniel Bryan's career. It's like, oh yeah, he got murdered. What? What the fuck?
How else do you write somebody off?
No, I don't know. I lost my last match. Looking up at the stars.
And then he gets up and then respect with Stone Cold The Rock. I
mean, he did that. He did teary goodbyes, and he did a whole tour. And then this guy got to leave in a way that he wanted to, where he left you,
I guess that's
as an audience, feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah, I guess that's the only thing. It's I wouldn't want my last fucking...
Story-wise, I'm like, I want to know what the fuck's going to happen next with Moxley.
He put Moxley so far over with his last match.
Sure.
Once again, the most selfless man in wrestling went out the most selfless way. Where he's like, hey, dude, don't even worry about me, I'm dead. See you guys later. Did you guys see that?
It's been real.
When you turn, you smoke bomb, disappear.
Ninja.
He didn't want a big goodbye and everything.
Hey, maybe the fans wanted that though.
Fuck the fans.
Oh, okay.
What we need? They did that.
right.
Go rewatch it.
No thanks.
Have him crying in Tacoma or whatever he was, in Seattle.
And I'm
Give
sick
him
of
a
these
tear goodbye
fucking
and
bags. Why didn't Wheeler should pull out a fucking Glock, Arn Anderson style, and splat? Why didn't they do that? That would have left fans uncomfortable.
Just like a prop gun.
Yeah.
With a blank.
He actually shoots. The crowd just runs out the arena and shit.
I think that is actually against the law. I think that would cause a panic.
Talk about a shoot,
if you start a riot.
TNA, they did that once. LAX kidnapped Spike Dudley from the Dudley Boys, and they shot him in the stomach, I think. Or, I could be wrong. Like in the live audience, it was crazy.
I think at this point we're running short on time, and I want to jump over to the
other side of the wrestling cinematic universe, as they say.
And again, to make sure we talk a little about WWE, because that also, they had some shows this in the last week that we need to talk about as well.
I mean, on SmackDown, we've seen Randy and KO kind of getting into it.
I love how they keep doing these things that are like, this is in the match, it's this, and there's also like, you can catch more angles online of different things happening in the parking lot.
Playing some fans with the camera phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, I think, does anyone disagree with Kevin Owens?
No, I mean, like Gunther said to Cody, like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody who's everybody's friend is no one's real friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to take a side and take a line in the sand at some point where, you know what I mean? Like, no, like, no matter what the common interest is, like, I don't fuck with you. We're not cool. And, you know what I mean? Like, these are my boys. And Cody didn't do that.
I don't necessarily disagree with KO, but I still want to know exactly what went down in that parking lot, because what finally made him...
With Cody or with Randy?
Well, obviously he shouldn't have jumped Randy, because Randy was his boy, and that was
he elbowed Randy in the ring, and then
it was
Randy
all
hit him.
He should have. They should have came to. They were too close for that to come down to that.
That's what I mean. I don't know.
Because Randy even looked distraught after he had hit him. He was just like, "Fuck, man! Like you hit me. It was just a reaction. Like I had to like."
But I mean, I disagree with KO to a certain extent. And I'm not even a Cody stan, but just like why were you like? Because you could have beat his ass as soon as you knew he was teaming with Roman. Why did you wait till after the match?
Well, he was making sure. He was like, yo, maybe he won't go through with it. I have faith in him. I believe in him that...
Which is not do the match?
Or he'll turn on Roman after the match, or, you know what I mean? Something, you know what I mean? Like,
I guess.
something there. Like,
or,
you know what I mean?
like
so until it plays out, I'm not going to jump the gun just yet.
Or like a man, he went to him face to face, not around all the bullshit, not around the thing. Like, hey, man, I need you to explain to me. I need you to make it right. Because I disagree with everything you just did.
Yeah,
so I'm going to give you a chance to make it right. And Cody was like, well, I wanted to help Roman because he's, he's a man, and I want to, men need to stand together. And Kay was like, oh, fuck that. And just started beating him up. Like, not good enough.
Yeah, that's a great time. Right after he just had a fucking long-ass match, just went through an announce table like KO. Like, why didn't you do it? You knew he was fucking tackling him. I don't want to hear I thought he could have
want to have a conversation.
Like, no, he should have beat his ass fucking as soon as he said he was going to tag with Roman. He should have been like, oh, fuck you, buddy.
KO, he had the little angel on his shoulder, the little devil on his shoulder. He was like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, justifying it. Like, maybe he's and then the devils, you know what I mean? It's just like him from, like, NXT. Like, nah, fuck this guy. Like, put him to the table.
Wearing a Kevin Steen shirt.
Right, you know what I mean? Kevin Steen and Kevin Owens on his shoulder.
I think you knew bad shit was going to happen the second he drove up in a Lambo. Like, there's no angel on your shoulder in a Lambo.
Yeah, that's true.
That's full devil shit.
So after he jumped Randy, you think he hopped back in the Lambo too? Like, he had the Lambo parked outside?
Oh, I think he did. Lambo's always staying close. Yeah. It's always running. I'm just shocked that man
Hollywood KO, like,
car.
what the fuck?
I want to see where it's going.
So what if Randy's like, you know what, you're right. And then this is how we kind of get heel Randy.
Yeah.
And you kind of see everybody turning on Cody. Or
no, I think
we don't get full heel Randy and KO, but maybe we get heel Cody out of this. Like,
I think we see Cody and Randy have a conversation and be like, I can't believe we did that to you. And Cody's like, Randy, I can't believe we did that to you. That's really messed up. And he's like, right, I can't believe you attacked me either. And Randy's like, well, no, I kind of see why he attacked you.
Right.
Yours kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, ours is a misunderstanding, but you betrayed our trust.
Yeah.
And then that's how we get Cody and Randy turning on Cody, because he kind of was like, fuck, KO has a point. He had to beat it into me, but he kind of had a point. I mean, and people are getting beat left and right. We got the whole bloodline beating down Jimmy and Roman.
Jimmy got beat up by his little brother. You little punk.
They know that they need help.
They used to give like wedgies to Solo, and
that honestly kind of led us into Raw. I feel like a bit.
Is anyone here like a younger brother?
I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest.
The baby.
Are you?
Yeah.
As a younger brother who got just his ass kicked on a regular basis his whole life growing up, there's a part of me that's like, get him Solo. Fuck him up, Solo. Get your friends to fuck him up too. Yeah. Like, fuck those guys.
Woody acknowledges Solo.
I'm on the fence right now about it. I'm like, I kind of like, just the little brother in me is just like, yeah, no, maybe maybe you shouldn't have broke your action figure for fun. When
but I mean,
at the
beginning of Raw, Jimmy told Roman that, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like, I'm the only one that fucks with you right now, basically. Like, and then at the end of the match, he came out and he was like, yo, we need somebody. And then Raw, like,
you see him,
you see them, like, Jimmy trying to, like, get Jay, and Jay just like, nah, fuck out of here.
The Family Matters meme. I don't know. Woody sent me that earlier today.
Get out of my face.
And then it plays the Family Matters like like transitional into the commercial.
No smoke with it, but like not mad about it.
I don't want Jay involved.
Does Jay just ride his, you know what I mean, like Solo shit right now?
We know he's gonna. But I mean,
involved. Like, I'm surprised that you're saying that because, like, I know you don't like Jay as a single. You know, he's a tag, the twin. You know what I mean? That's where the hype came from. Like, you know, you're not a fan of his Solo run.
No, and he's never going to get better as a singles wrestler. He just goes back with his family and wrestles with Jimmy and Roman. Like, he's not going to be like, didn't turn the corner. I think he needs to improve in ring, and that's not going to happen with the bloodline.
I think it's going to be time, but I feel like it might end up somehow where it's just like they're just getting their ass beat so bad that, like, he's just like, fuck, like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess it's still my twin, you know what I mean? Like, it's still
the
like
Kevin
my
Owens
brother.
spot.
Like, he just beat him so bad that, like,
the
feels it a little bit. Like, he's
right. Twin powers.
Like the Kevin Owens spot when he's like tied up on the ropes and they were trying to have Sammy hit him with a chair, and like when someone is literally like he can no longer defend himself.
Right.
If they put Jimmy in that position, if Jimmy's like handcuffed to a rope and they're beating him, it'd be hard pressed for Jay not to come out.
Right, especially if they got like somebody like Hikuleo came out and got involved, and they're just like a 5-on-1, and it's just like,
like, I may not fuck with Pedro, right? But like if he was like hog-tied, if he was hog-tied in a corner and people beating with sticks, I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, knock it off. Like, let's not kill the kid.
Come on, guys.
Let's relax.
What did I ever do to you?
I just said I'm coming to help
you,
man. I come to help you. You're focusing on the wrong things here.
He said if I didn't fuck with Pedro.
If I saw that, I'd be like, where was my invite? Why didn't I get a stick? Why wasn't I informed about this?
See, I'm on your side here, Pedro. I don't know. I just know if you got opinions, you got to get a mic, man. They can't hear your opinion.
I know, but it doesn't seem like you guys like me when I'm on the podcast talking, but you know what? That's fine too.
Listen, no one can hit
boy.
Pedro right now because he is completely in his feelings. And that's a safe space for him.
I thought he was hangry, and then he got some food, and he's still hangry.
He's still angry.
I'm still hungry.
Then, speaking of Raw, we got Rhea Tiffy.
I love the combination.
Yeah, speaking of people in their feelings, Rhea still.
Everybody loved the contrast of the black and pink, their gears in the ring.
Give me everything with
I think those are my two faves right now on the main roster.
You love black with some pink? I know you do. I know. We know.
No, but Tiffy and Rhea, they're probably actually. Yeah, I'd say Tiffy and Rhea on the main roster are my two favorite female wrestlers.
Tiffany is.
We need a Forbidden Door. I need to see Tiffany Stratton take on Mariah May.
That'd actually be a really good match,
right?
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
They just kind of remind me of each other.
Yeah, I can see it. I like this. They got to make Raquel interesting. I think they're having a hard time
because they dropped the
it.
ball.
I disagree. I'm loving
Bad
her.
Blood.
Yeah.
I know her debut was a little flunky, but I don't know, the visual of her with Dom and Liv, I just love it. I think it's so sick.
They got to make it interesting, and I think this is a good way to do it.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
the debut wasn't it.
It's like Mercedes.
I mean, I think it was there, just a little bit confusing, which kind of flustered. I don't see it as a big of a flop as people are saying it was.
I'm hard pressed to think of a debut that went worse.
Shockmaster.
Okay, so you just pulled one from like 35 years ago. So the worst debut in 35 years, according to Gunky. Book it. That's his quote. No, I think they need some momentum, and I think Rhea and Tiffany are.
They needed another
not
piece to like keep it kind of going. Because I mean, how many times is just like Dom going to save Liv? You know what I mean? Like Judgment Day. You just needed like an extra piece.
Yo, I did like that. I like
because Rhea and Raquel are like they have history. They were like they train together. They're like best friends. If you like watch them at NXT and stuff.
Rhea's got history with both of them. She tagged with both of them.
Yeah.
But also you have Dom can't. You said Dom can't save him all the time. It's because also Dom can't go in there and punch Rhea.
He can just get punched by
Rhea. Raquel can.
But speaking of Dom saving, I loved at the end.
Oh,
Tiffany was about to cash in, and he just pulls her away and just carries it. Like you never really seen that yet. Just like somebody about to get cashed in on, and then just like physically taken by somebody else and just ran away with. It's like no, you can't cash in on him. He's all the way up here.
You never seen Dom carry Rhea for a reason. Because she's bigger than him.
Yes.
But Liv, not so much, so he can carry her.
It's funny. And so, funny you say that. Now I got to like really like pay attention because there's a 2 set of figures that they did of basics. It's Dom and Rhea. And Dom is like head and shoulders over her on the figure.
Really?
So now I got to like really like check the camera angles and like,
so
is Dom, because Dom is kind of tall, a la Eddie,
6
because
foot.
he's not Ray's kid.
No. I heard he's 6 or 6'1". So he's 6 feet.
And Rhea's only like 5'8".
Yeah, she's like 5'8".
I swore she was
she
bigger,
wearing
but
those
she's like
big
my
boots.
height.
Yeah, she's wearing those boots. That boot.
So I was like, all right, maybe he is. But
she's
they just
5'11".
make her look so much.
Yeah, she's 5'11", but on Tinder she's 6. I'm not excited to see this Liv Nia Jax in the Saudi. I'm not excited about anything in the Saudi.
They're making me a little bit more than I thought I ever would be with kind of what they're doing right now. But it's still like heel versus heel. This is something everybody loves. Like you know what I mean? Like babyface versus babyface. You can kind of book that. You know what I mean? Like there's some classic ones. It's like Hogan, Ultimate Warrior. Like you know what I mean? There's some like classic babyface. Cena, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 23. This is
Nia
just like
Jax, Liv Morgan. I'm not.
Yeah, it's just heel versus heel. That's not marketable. It's just like like remember that one time Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin happened on SmackDown? I was like the most despicable match of all time. It's like
I mean, even beyond that, like just them in the match, I'm not looking
as wrestlers.
Yeah.
It's an
I love
interesting
Liv.
dynamic. But it's how is she going to work with Nia?
Raquel's going to have to get involved, but then does Tiffany?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then does Tiffany cash
do we
in
see
on
a Tiffy
Nia
cash
Jax?
in?
I think she needs to be ringside because she should be cashing in on whoever loses.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like a no-brainer, right?
Because champion is losing tonight.
Right.
But that's where Raquel comes in. I think Raquel stops the cash in. That's what her place is.
Yeah, because the Tiffany Stratton's Money in the Bank still hasn't shipped. It's still you can still buy it. It's still pre-order.
Yeah,
so
she still has to hold it.
They got to drag it out a little bit more.
I'm also not super pumped to see how they wear coveralls for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be so many females. They're all gonna be.
It'll be not what Nia Jax wore like a tank top. She will go the other way. She always wears the all over.
All over. Yeah.
And now she'll have her the guns out. That's not like it's like a thing about like sexuality and stuff. And there's nothing about that with Nia Jax, right?
Yeah,
so we're
that's true.
good. We can have our
Pretty
arms out.
Then we got R-Truth. He got the win,
Got
though.
the dub.
He got the win.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah,
The distraction, but it's
But
the
they got a
after.
skull crushing finale.
Do we get are we getting, is The Miz joining Final Testament?
I don't know, but I know somebody's not happy because I see little glitches on the screen.
Did you see all the build up before the match with R-Truth and when Miz is like trying to explain why he wants to have the match with like backstage cameras?
No, I just thought
He's like, okay, so here's the reason why, and then like Miz would be like, Michael, why are you running away from me? And then he kept every time coming up, he's like, is it because I'm calling you Michael? Do you like Mike better? And he's following him into the bathroom.
Well, I remember before he on Twitter he was like, it's cool. He thought I was still in Judgment Day. You know what I mean? Like I was at one point, so he was confused. So it's all right. I get it. We're gonna work it out.
Yeah, he
R-Truth
doesn't know. He doesn't know the Miz turned heel. I'm excited. So does that mean is R-Truth going to join the Wyatt Six?
Ha!
He's gonna have a new group of people. He's
Oh
like,
my
these
God.
guys are a
He'll
lot
be the
scarier.
he'll be the sixth man in the Wyatt
Like,
Six.
they're a lot scarier than the Judgment Day.
But I mean, it's just in time for Halloween, right?
Yeah, why not? I'm here for it.
He dresses up like Freddy Krueger or something.
It's my wife's gonna be for Halloween.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a Freddy Krueger.
What are you gonna
outfit,
be? Jason?
Well, my son's Freddy from
Freddy Fazbear's?
Freddy Fazbear, yeah, and she's Freddy.
So you're gonna be Freddie Mercury?
That was the idea, but I don't think I could pull off the mustache.
You got to shave the beard.
That's not gonna happen.
What is like? I worked on this
You
thing.
could be
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
That's what I
Yeah.
said in Talk Wrestling.
I basically am. At this point, right? I mean, what's the difference between us?
Or Fred Flintstone.
That's not
Both-
Freddie.
Yeah.
Freddie Flintstone.
Freddie from
That's what they call him
Scooby
at
Doo.
night.
That's
Fred.
Fred.
Yeah, I wear a mean ascot. That's all I'm saying. There was a return that happened on Raw that I was just really pumped to see.
Yeah.
It was the War Raiders,
Yeah, it was sick.
the Viking Raiders.
Not the Viking experience.
But not the Viking experience. They didn't come out looking like Vikings.
They just like badass motherfuckers. They
Which
like
is
a
what they are.
Biker, like, yeah.
They're just two big, burly ass dudes.
I'm
They
just
can-
glad they're both not like off the injured list.
Yep, they're healthy again.
They're squashing motherfuckers out here.
They need, put a belt on them.
Yeah.
I mean, not right away. Let them get it, but like, let the program be them getting a belt in the next 2 months. 'cause
Well, right
they're
before
awesome.
that, what the GM fucking
Nick Aldis?
no. Adam Pierce.
Adam Pierce.
I was like, I'm just gonna brain fart. Adam Pierce was like telling, like, you know what I mean, Judgment Day, like, yeah, we know you were distracted before. You had the stuff going on with Damien. Now it's done. Like,
Yeah.
you need to defend this tag. You know what I mean? Like Finn Balor's like, no, I'm not done with Damian Priest. I want my rematch. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, no.
And
They're
then right
gonna do
after War Raiders debuted, so like,
They're doing a tag
I'm sick of these
tournament, I think.
fucking factions holding the gold. The tag gold specifically.
yeah,
No more factions holding it. I need a two-man group
Two-man
holding the
group?
fucking
actual tag team.
Yeah, I know Motor City Machine Guns are probably debuting pretty soon here, and we got Viking Raiders.
Possibly
and
tonight.
We got soon, man.
And
Supposed to be on SmackDown.
And I'm like, we still got Street Profits.
still got
that
the
can
Street
hold
Profits.
that can hold the belt. There's enough tag teams on there. We can start to get this going.
Yeah.
I saw Nick Aldis in episode of Heels, Heels in season 2. There was a moment, where
what
it's-
episode? 'Cause I watched
No.
it all.
It was just like it happened. I'm not ruining anything. He's literally like, there's a wrestling scene and like something happens and you see in the background someone in the ring look up and I was like, that's Nick Aldis.
Oh shit! I missed that.
I guess that we've seen a few other cameos from different wrestlers, but I didn't expect to see the GM in
Yeah.
there.
Right.
that was
I
pretty
thought
cool.
CM Punk just had like a moment. He got a recurring
No, so did
kind
AJ
of
Lee.
role. AJ Lee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she had like 3 episodes in there, and
Yeah.
she's awesome. El Dorado.
El Dorado.
Speaking of her,
Yeah.
I've seen some female stars pressuring her to come back into the ring.
Oh yeah, Bailey's
Did you
pressing
see that?
her hard.
That was so funny. They were like,
Everything
somebody-
AJ says, Bailey's putting a comment on
I
about
know.
like shooting her shot, trying to get her back.
because somebody was like, "How do you look so good at your age, AJ?" And she was like, gave her like little skincare plan, and then Baylor was like, "I heard taking some bumps in the ring is really good for aging." and then I believe Cora Jade was like, "Yeah, I did hear this. You need to like do that." And then somebody else, Liv Morgan was like, "Yeah, I also heard that. You need
That's
to definitely
super
look in
helpful.
on that."
I don't think there's anyone that doesn't like AJ Lee.
No, she's
No,
great.
no.
She's just a wonderful person. She's an awesome wrestler. She's a great talent. across
Talented
the
in
board.
multiple forms. She's writing
Yeah.
comic books, killing it with that.
It doesn't hurt that I think she's absolutely gorgeous and just like one of my all-time favorites.
If you ever wondered why the Woody CM Punk rivalry,
Listen, I'm not saying that doesn't have a part in it because that man does not deserve her. And she would have a place in my home with me and my wife. We would gladly take her in, 100%. Listen. This is not. I can say this right to the camera. Like my wife, 100% down. She was totally fine with that. My wife's super gay. She loves it. It's fine.
we
AJ
learned 2 things about Woody's wife this episode.
Yeah.
She's going to be Freddy Krueger for Halloween and super
Yeah.
gay.
Dude,
Super gay.
AJ Kumatat kind of has a nice ring to it. Just saying, you know.
Well, before we get out of here, we got a couple quick hits.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
if Bailey can shoot her shot, so can I.
Apparently,
You know?
apparently John Cena was on Kai Cenat's live.
Dude, that was great.
Yeah.
A couple clippable great moments.
We love
I know.
mixing wrestling into like modern culture, and it was a top tier version of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was something I never expected. Like it just goes to show like how mainstream wrestling is becoming. Where like
And how versatile John Cena is.
Yeah,
yeah.
That dude can do anything.
yeah,
He went and
he's
sat-
like a big ass clown. He's
I
like
know.
funny as shit.
Bro, he went and sat in
Nicki
the
Minaj's
Nicki's
throne.
Yeah, that supposedly she sat in it and nobody has ever sat in it since, and Kai Cenat flipped
Oh, they
out.
lost their mind. I don't.
But
Listen,
say, how do you flip out on John Cena?
The only cheeks that have ever been in that seat is Nicki Minaj and John Cena.
I
It's
don't know
pretty
how he
incredible.
saw him.
I don't get the Kai Cenat thing. I don't get this the stream. It's not for me, and I understand that.
Yeah, I don't
So
watch
I love
it either.
people's,
I watch the
people's
clips.
reaction
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it. That guy seems annoying to me. I was like, why is he so loud? He's very loud on the stream. I didn't quite get it, but I love to see that Cena's in there. Like he's like someone's like cool uncle.
He's like, yeah, I am. I do while. I happen to while
I've known for whiling out.
a time or two.
Another quick hit here was I want to congrats to Zack Sabre Jr., the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, I guess.
That's cool, man. That dude's had a great career. The cool
Second
thing about
British champion ever.
the cool thing about him too is that the man is just like he's bet on himself. He's had offers with companies, and he's like, "No, I'm doing this my way."
Yeah, yeah.
And he's known worldwide.
The only
as,
thing
like,
he
a
ever
great
did
technical
was
wrestler.
cruiserweight
Classic.
classic. That was the
Classic.
only thing, right?
Yeah. But that was like a lot of like indie wrestlers got involved in that
Yeah.
as well and didn't sign contracts. I really like his style of wrestling in a fun. It's like its own it's very much its own thing.
You love it or hate it.
Yeah, yeah. And even if you hate it, you understand it's like, well, it's not for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
It's
this-
super
this is
technical. I don't
something-
watch Zack Sabre
Listen,
matches.
hate it or love it, the underdog's on top.
But I love the fact that, like I said, like this guy's done it himself. Like he's his own brand, market, everything, and that's just kind of cool. And I think he's gonna go down as the best British champion.
Yeah.
Because Ospreay's run was garbage. Speaking of overseas stuff, Shinsuke Nakamura is getting a chance to return to Noah. To do
Didn't he
their
just
New Year's
return on
special.
like WWE and then just like lost his match? Was that on Raw?
I think, yeah. We were
It was,
there.
like, it was like super short.
We were there. That was the Raw after Mania, right?
No, like just recently.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He's just
thi-
been losing all the
This
time.
right here is a better way to use a legend like Nakamura.
Yeah, yeah.
You have him be a brand ambassador. Have
Yeah.
him go do stuff for you in places that he has better access than you do.
But if there was ever a guy that like should have had a bigger run,
Oh, it was 2019 when he won the
Rumble.
Rumble.
2018, you run the Rumble.
That's the one they dropped the ball.
yeah.
Like that he should have been a champion. He's like one of the only people to ever win the Rumble and not win the championship. He's like it's a very small list of people.
You know how they
Yeah,
had...
they fucked him over both that year.
You know how they had NXT UK?
It was a Ronda Rousey
Yeah.
that one.
They should do fucking NXT Japan and Shinsuke go over there and kind of be like the William Regal, like...
Not the worst.
Yeah, NXT Japan would be a fun like 1-2 year gimmick.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then before we get out of here, we have say his name and he appears.
Oh my god, dude.
Joe
Trolling
Hendry.
on Twitter.
Amazing responses. So people are talking about how like the hype's died down. He's no longer a big deal anymore.
Which I had. If you go back, I asked that before. Is it like a flash in a pan thing, or is it? You know
Can
what I mean?
sustain. And his response was like, "I want to hear you say that in 4 months."
But
If you don't know, 4 months is
hasn't he been
January.
involved in like we've seen him a lot on NXT, and that's when more people were getting to know him that don't watch like TNA. But he's been involved in like the title picture on TNA.
Yeah.
Right. So he's not around.
It's just
He
NXT
has
is so much
contractual
bigger than TNA.
Obligations.
to
Yeah.
TNA.
He's on the NXT roster.
Yeah.
Just saying. We checked the roster this morning, and that means he could be called up for a Royal Rumble. And I definitely think that's what he's alluding
Oh,
to.
Rumble.
That
That's
4
right.
months
That's
is
what he's saying. I'll see
January.
you in 4 months. That's Royal Rumble time.
What if he won?
He spoiled
Well, that's
his
dumb. That's not gonna
spoiled his own Royal Rumble appearance just
Or he just
to
did-
troll
just to
a
get
fan.
back at a random person
Which
online.
I saw somebody was like how I saw someone was like, how petty are you? And then it quote tweeted him doing that. It's just like, this is how petty I am. I spoiled my own Royal Rumble appearance just to shut this fucking fan up.
Man, Prince Petty, man. Yeah.
So yeah, before we get out of here, make sure you
You guys, We got a lot of other podcasts here. We want you to watch those too. We got Suplex and Show with Gunk Kind and his other persona as Gunky Main. We got the
Dude Gunk.
Mystery Violence Theater 3000 cataloging when they sent me and JA to space.
That was a wild time. We're glad they made it back safe, but now we can watch their journeys.
I was hoping they stayed up there.
Well, JA at least. Yeah. I don't know if we needed him back so much. But
Keeping up with the Gilmans.
The Gilmans.
Check out the Gilmans. They're back at it.
They're back at it. Their episode is dropped this week, so make sure you're watching that. Or if you haven't watched it or listened to it, go back and listen to that one too. Just pay attention to what we're doing online. We're tapping.
Follow
we're doing
our
stuff for
Instagram.
you
We're always
guys.
doing little skits and sketches, little.
Don't forget to follow SVW.Orlando too.
Yeah.
They're trying to get things going down there, and that's going to be Pedro's new home. So if you want
getting drafted.
Apparently, Billy Starks popped in there. She was just hanging out. Javon Evans, we talked to Jakar Jackson. Yeah.
Pedro's getting drafted. You see the old brand split draft, and it's like SVW Orlando has selected Pedro.
is he the first pick?
Oh
That's
no, Chris
Al.
was the first pick.
Chris is the first pick. Al's the second pick.
Yeah.
Pedro, third round's not bad.
Third
Pedro.
round's not bad, Pedro.
Third round's not bad.
Everyone else that's going
Well, it's out of 3 rounds,
Yeah,
but it's still
out
like.
of 3 rounds.
But don't get upset about that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna.
Don't get upset about it. Be happy. Bronze ain't bad, baby. You're
You're going home with a medal.
You're still on the podium.
You're going home
still
with
on
a
the
medal.
podium, and that's a good thing.
Roman's alive by next week. So
Roman will be back next week.
Wait,
found
what?
out.
He's alive?
We found out he's
Yeah.
alive.
And
He
he's
ran.
engaged.
He ran away to get married. No, he got engaged.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he was
popped the
alive.
question.
He's now fiance.
Damn.
He's our producer is betrothed, and
He did it over like seas, so that way if she said no here, like we couldn't make fun of him.
or he would just leave her there. I think.
Yeah.
You know how every
he go on like a bender in
Good luck getting
Amsterdam.
back.
You know, like how every WWE wedding they've ever talked about always ended up happening in the ring. Mm-hmm. That's Roman's wedding. It's going to happen at SVW.
At SVW.
I'm so for it. Is it like Teddy Long going to be the
Yeah.
The
official?
officiator.
Yeah.
And Jagged Edge is gonna like play. Have you seen that when like they have the black wedding with Teddy Long and like Jeff Hardy's getting like crazy in the crowd, like the Jagged Edge? It's great. Oh
We're
yeah,
gonna be sad to have Roman back. We're gonna be losing Pedro, but we're gonna be losing him for good. Like I said, he's moving away. So give Shane
adios,
some love.
senor.
He said that because he's of Pedro's Hispanic background.
yeah.
A little racist, but
Little racist. That's my
how we-
rap name.
Like, share, follow, tell a friend to tell a friend. Come by the shop. We're open 7 days a week now.
7 days, baby. Come see us.
Come visit me on a Monday.
No excuses.
No
Yeah.
excuses.
And if you disagree with anything we have to say,
And,
628 South Street, come talk to me.
Oh yeah, and catch us at Monday Night Raw.
On the 21st,
We'll be there.
too.
Come find us.
We'll be
Come find
getting crazy.
us.
All right, let's hit that music and let's get the hell out of here.
Peace.
We love you.
I don't love you guys at all. Actually,
I got so much love to give. Don't worry.
I'm heel gunk. I fucking hate you guys. Hate your guts. See you.